What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity build a video. We're going to be going through the new shop and seeing if any of these damn items are even profitable. If you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Check out the video I put up this morning where I just went completely off about the game and the people who make it. If you're interested in a good rant, let's go ahead and figure out what of these horrible items you should make in terms of coin, if any. Okay, I think I've got all of the maximum prices that were sent to me in Messenger. Yeah, because I've got the jam and I've got the wool shirt. So yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to start. And I wanted to kind of go through it with you guys mathematically so that you guys who maybe you're terrible at math or you don't really, understand like how to calculate it or what's important to calculate, we're going to go through it and I'll explain why we're calculating it the way that we are. Okay, so for short, we're going to call this a fork, grapes, wool, picnic basket. We'll just call it a basket. And then jam. Okay. So the first thing that we obviously would look at if we were going to calculate profit is how much money we make if we make all the items that go into that item. So we have to add up all the time it takes to make every single item that goes into it. Then we would divide that by the sales price, and that will determine how much money we're making per minute that we are producing all of these items. Now, usually this number yields a really low profit amount because a lot of the items have items within items that take time to make, right? So this one can be really misleading if you don't know how the items work in the game. If you're not familiar with the game, you're not going to be able to properly calculate what is going to truly be profitable to somebody, because certain items may be better spent being made in a different combination elsewhere and yield more money. So usually what we do is we look more towards it's kind of a mix between what we can purchase and what we can produce. Meaning certain items aren't easy to obtain through purchasing. So we have to make them. We don't have a choice. Whereas other items, we can purchase those. So we don't have to really calculate all of the, let's say factory item cost. Let's say that textiles, they take several hours to make, right? But we can find those really easily. So we can buy the textiles and cut out a huge chunk of the time it takes to make an item, and thereby we yield a decent profit, whereas we can't really buy melons. So we have to make them. And if we have to make those, then we're not making flour. And if we're not making flour, we have to basically say, okay, if we made these items, we yield this much money. If we make this combination of items, we yield this much money. So that being said, the first thing I can tell you is this is the longest item in the shop, and that's 2 hours. But it wants glue and it wants melon. That's problematic. Okay, because like I said, you don't have melons to just donate. You don't. If you're a high-level player, you really need those for your Sunny drinks so that you can do your contest mayor's assignments. If you are trying to make coin, you would be better off taking whatever melons you did produce and making them into pink drinks than making them into this nonsense. Now, looking at the sales price for this item, the sales price for this item maxes out at $13.20, okay? So we know, and I'm going to grab our calculator here. We know that, I'll go over here. I'll show you guys. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, 2 textiles sells for 180. Okay, so we do 180 plus the price of glue. Glue is 440. Plus the price of a melon, that's 730. That's $13.50 in material cost. So if we went out to the global market and we purchased every single one of the materials to make that item, it sells, or we would have spent $13.50. That's 30 coins more than we're getting to produce this item. So we're spending 30 coins to make this item. It's costing us money. Now, if we produce this, all the items that go into it, okay, we need to say 3 hours for textiles. Okay, well, we know that there's 60 minutes in an hour. So 60 times 3 is 180 minutes, right? So we've got 180 minutes on textiles. Now we have to make melon. That's 72 minutes for a 3-star shop. Okay. And then we need what? Glue. Okay. So where's the glue? Glue takes 48 minutes, but that's not all, you guys. That's just those materials. What goes into making glue? Plastic. Chemicals, right? How long does it take to make plastic? 9 minutes. Chemicals? 2 hours, so 120 minutes. Okay, what goes into making a melon? Saps. That takes 72 minutes. The seeds take 20, I think. 20 minutes. Okay. The shovels, we need plastic for the shovels. We need wood, 3 minutes, and then one here. Let's say we even factored in the 9 minutes that we made the plastic for the glue. Even if we did it that way, we would do another 4 minutes. Okay. Then we've got the shovel. That takes 24 minutes. So we've got the shovel, we've got the saps, we've got the seeds, we've got the melon, the glue, the chems, the text, the plastics. What else? I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. So we've got 549 minutes in total for the materials. Then we have another 120 minutes on top of the materials to produce the item in itself, because it takes 2 hours. So we're looking at, a total of 669 minutes. Okay. And the sales price was what? $13.20? So $13.20. I think I said 669, right? I think I did. Okay. So we're looking at 1.97 per minute. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Okay. So let's see. We can conclude that if we purchase the materials for this item, we lose 30 coins. If we make all of these items, we yield 197 per minute. Okay. But now let's look at this from a more logical standpoint. And let's say we're not going to make all the items. Let's say we're going to purchase some of these items. Like, let's say we purchase the plastic and we purchase, the wood and all that. What are the hard items to get? Shovels, saps, melons, glue. Those are the harder items to obtain. So calculating just those in itself and having to make those, what are you not making in your shops now that you would have been making? So if you have to stop your donut production to produce melon, you're losing a ton of coin just by doing that in itself. And you're already not gaining anything from this already. So it's not just, oh, you're yielding a little less money. You're actually losing money in a sense, because if you just hypothetically, just throwing a number out there, if you're yielding 40,000 a day from the donut shop by what you're doing, and then you stop that, you get a negative 40,000 on your donut shop, and you get nothing really over here. Okay? So this is just terrible. Absolutely terrible. You can take all of those items and sell them for more than you can convert them into this item for. Do not make the picnic baskets unless it's for the purpose of the contest and you have to do it for an assignment. Don't even prep it. Don't. It's not worth it, because if you end up getting any one of these other items, then you're going to be in a position where you have to pick all of those up, and it's a waste of materials. They only take 2 hours to make. You can run a token on them if you need to. It's not worth, you know, having to throw away all that prepped stuff. So the next one here, we're looking at a plank, a tape measure, and a metal. And this one sells for, let me double check. $220. Well, we already know that the plank sells for what, 90, I believe? Pretty sure. The tape measure. Hold on. Where the hell's my damn one plank? Oh, it sells for 120. Okay, so 120. We already know that the tape measure sells for about the same. I think it's 130 or something. Let me double check. Yeah, it's 110. So 110 plus 120 is 230. Plus, you know, the metal. So basically, you're not gaining a damn thing there either. Okay? Now, the thing with this one is, though, your planks and your tape measures would be better spent elsewhere. One, you'd be better off not even making the damn planks unless you're going to keep them. And two, you'd be better off taking the tape measures and using them towards your caps and your blue textiles. Here we've got hammers, wood, and seeds. Now this item sells for a maximum of 132 coins. Okay, so hammer sells for 90. Okay. Seeds and wood. Now, the seeds are pretty easy to get, you guys. So we've got 90 there, 90 there. That's 180. We've already exceeded by 48 coin what the maximum price you can sell the grapes for. So if you have to purchase the seeds and the hammers, you're already losing money there, plus the price of the one wood. Obviously, this is, you know, we're talking about a few coins here. We're not talking about anything major, but the point is you're not gaining anything. So there's really no point in producing it if you're not going to be gaining anything. Now, if you were producing the seeds and the wood, and you know you wanted to take the hammers that you made, you could, instead of turning those into chairs, you can turn them into, you know, the grapes or whatever. But honestly, not even really worth your time. Now, the wool shirt. This one takes one tape, which we've calculated that to sell for a maximum of 110 coins. Then we have the price of 2 textiles, which I can't remember what that was again. Let me double check. 180. So that's 290 in material cost. Okay, it takes an hour and 15 minutes to make. And it sells for a whopping 275. So again, losing money here as well. Now the jam is the last thing that we haven't calculated up. Let's double check that. Now the jam takes 1 flour, 1 glass, 3 seeds. Now the flour goes for 570. The 3 seeds and the 1 glass. So the 1 glass, I believe, is 120. Now, obviously, we would be purchasing this, not making the glass. Yeah, it's 120. So 120 plus, what was it? 3 seeds? We've got 90 on that. So that's 780. Okay, so a total, if you bought everything, if you bought the flour, you bought the glass, you bought the seeds, you're going to spend 780 coin, and you can sell that item. Oops. Just a second here. I hate how we don't have quick tabs on our inventory. They seriously need to figure that out. For 825. So that actually has a little bit of a profit to it. That's the first item in this whole shop where if you purchased all the materials, you would actually gain something. Granted, it's not a lot. It's we're gonna do 825 minus the 780. It's a whopping what, 45 coins. But let's say that you produce everything. Okay, you're making flour and making donuts. Any extra flour that you can produce, where you're not going to be running tokens on donuts, you can turn that into pizza if you buy the beef and the cheese for a really good profit, actually. But let's say you're not going to do that. You would actually be okay to convert to this if you needed to or wanted to. Although I would say I would rather run tokens on flour and donuts than run these part-time or whatever. So if you are going to make any one of these items, and you don't want to waste your flour, which I wouldn't recommend. I would say if you have extra flour, truly, you really should put it towards donuts. I would not advise wasting flour on these. So out of all these items, let's go back and look at the materials here. We've got tape measures and planks. That's cutting into too much of our profits. Hammers. If you can find hammers, if you can buy the hammers, you can make the grapes if you want. That would be okay. But again, all of these are going to cost you something, even if you purchase all the material, purchase versus produce. This here, this is a joke. Look at this. This is the exact material cost for caps and blue text. And those sell for double what this sells for. Okay. And it takes half the time, pretty much, almost half the time. So in half the time, for the same cost, you can make something worth double the profits. I wouldn't even run this shop unless you have to. I wouldn't. If you need look at it this way. What reason do you have to run this shop? You have two reasons. One, you either want to make coin. Two, you need to do an assignment. Okay, there's three reasons. You either you wanted to make coin, which you can't make coin doing it. So profit, accessibility, so having the items available to you, which you can purchase these on the global market. I'm sure that will be flooded with all the people who didn't do the math. So in other words, don't make these items because you need them, just shop for them. Don't make them for profit because there is no profit. The only time you should run this shop is if you have an assignment for it that has to be done. And in that case, I wouldn't prep this shop at all. I wouldn't. It's not worth it. It's really not. Unless you're somebody who is low level and you have no tokens at all, I would not prep this shop at all. Because what'll probably happen is you'll prep something like the stupid picnic baskets, and then you'll get an assignment for pitchforks, and you'll have to clear out all of the prepped items. Not to mention it's going to cost you a nice chunk of change to max out all the shop slots. Don't do that either. I purchased half of them so that if I did have to run a token, I could walk away for longer than 5 seconds and not, lose out on my token. It is going to be here for 82 days. That is quite a bit of time, you guys, so get comfortable with the items, but don't waste your money and time producing things that you don't have to produce. Don't do it, okay? Purchase what you need to for the purpose of epic projects, for, whatever it is you're doing. Just know that this will add difficulty to every aspect of your game. It's going to, they can be asked for in more deliveries, more repairs, VU repairs, upgrades, airport, epic projects, cargo shipping. Literally every aspect of the game is now going to ask for these items. So enjoy, right? Other than that, that's all I got for you in terms of this lovely shop here. In other words, it's best just to leave it not producing anything. It's not worth it. If you wanted to produce any one of these items, I would say the grapes are probably honestly going to be your best bet because the hammers take the least amount of time to make, and the wood and the seeds are pretty cheap as well and easy to make. All the rest of this stuff, these materials would be better spent elsewhere. Okay? So, yeah, if you were going to make anything, it'd be the grapes. All right, so good luck with this week. Tell me what you think in the comments down below about the update. I kind of went off on a rant this morning about it, so check that video out for sure. And I will see you guys probably very soon for another update. Oh, FYI, if you made it this far in the video, people have been getting banned to Naughty Island. I'm going to be putting a video up about that, but be careful, okay? If you do get banned, contact SimCity.